Hello there. Alright, so for those of you who have never seen my previous video on StudioCCS model and texture viewer, basically that's a free program from GitHub you can get that will allow you to look at the CCS files that you extracted from the data.bin from the Dothack video game disks. But in order to unpack that, you also need another program called CCSFileExplorer by 0 Kilo, also known as Warranty Voider. So if you use that program, you can extract the CCS files from the data.bin, and then with the individual CCS files, you can load them up in StudioCCS. So these are the links right here on GitHub. If you want to follow along with me throughout this video, these are the two files you're going to need, as well as a copy of Dothack Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, Quarantine, or even the GU games, Dothack Link, and I believe GU Last Recode also has the same files. So pretty much any Dothack game, you use these programs, you extract the CCS files, and you can view the individual models. Models for weapons, characters, backgrounds, pretty much everything you see in game has a file attached to it, a file asset of some kind. And the StudioCCS program lets you view it from any angle, zoom in, zoom out, see how it's the wireframes or everything that you can think of, basically building the game. So anywho, so what I'm going to do is I already have all my data.bin files extracted. So we're going to go ahead and go straight into the program itself. Let me see. Let's do window capture. There we go. So we're going to use this program. Let's scale that window down. Fit the screen. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay. So this is the program. Once you've loaded, go to File, Load CCS, and then you can choose your individual files. Let's see here. Let's not do window capture. Let's try display capture. Let's do display capture because the open file folder doesn't show up when you do display. I did not know that. Okay, so we'll just use that for now. So go to File, Load CCS. There we go. Okay, so these are all the CCS files. There are 0 through 1022. So every one of these could be a group of files, could be one file. Some of these files don't even load. I've had some errors on certain files. But anywho, each one of these has some kind of asset attached to it. So let's start with the first 10 files and let's see what we got. See right there at the bottom, it says error reading CCS file. And it is xnoise.ccs, setup selection could not be read. So unfortunately, some of these aren't going to load. So far, it was just that one. Every other file down here at the bottom of the screen looks like it loaded just fine. Just that one file. And occasionally, I'll get an actual different error message, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So let's look at these first 10 files. Frame buff, clumps, and animations. There's nothing attached to it. ASC00 has nothing attached to clumps or animations. Xnote does have something in here, but nothing that's visible. XD load. Looks like it has... This might be the world logo. Yeah, it's just the world logo. Now, when you have like these black little textures, it's typically an alpha layer. So right there, it's an alpha layer. So this would normally be transparent. But there we have the world logo. But it's inverse. So there we go, the world. And animations, there's nothing there. XDL underscore TIT, nothing under there. XAllow, nothing there. XWin backgrounds, nothing there. XWindow, nothing there. Although there might be some textures. But once again, they have an alpha channel, so we really can't see it in the viewer. Let's see here. Okay, so string 8000E. This will probably be a cutscene. Far as I can tell, there are no full motion videos in the Dothack infection mutation outbreak quarantine disk. Everything's actually rendered in game. So it's using just different camera angles, and you'll see some of those files for the different cameras, but obviously we can't use them outside the game itself. So what we're going to do, so we can actually look around here. I believe this might be gate hacking. So Dothack infection, you can do gate hacking, I believe starting as early as Carmenia. Anyway, Justin on YouTube, I'm using StudioCCS. At the start of the video, there's some links to those. So if you wanted to download them, I'll put those in the description as well. But anyhow, so let's see here. Nothing else there. No, this is box 1. And there's certainly in a box. I don't remember where in the game this appears. And you might see this little floating grid. You can turn these things off. That and the center. So if those are in your way, you can just click those buttons there and turn them off if that really bothers you. So let's see what else we got. X light. So there is a light starting at one point and going to another. And then once again, the black boxes would be transparent in the game. Here we have thrall. So it's very tiny, so I have to zoom back in. Let's get the grid back. So you can use WSAD to move around. Make sure you're clicked on this window when you do that. You can use the mouse arrow to zoom in and out. And usually when you see the words thrall, it's usually a character. So here we have Kite. Kite is bundled up into a ball. You can unbundle him if you like. But obviously, when he's in the game, all the parameters to make him standing up, animate, walking, whatever have you, is stored in the game itself. But this program doesn't really translate that too well. But I can unravel him, which I'll do later on in some of the characters. Just not this one right here, because this is actually a cutscene. The STR8000E, that's a cutscene. So I'm not going to work on that one. So we got CKITHEN or HDN 0A. Can't really tell what that is. That might be a face animation. So like when he might be talking in a cutscene. Let's see, dummy board EFE00, some kind of other animation. Now here we have back sphere. This is definitely what you see when they do data drain. Usually it's moving though. And then there's a second one. So it might be having two of them alternating. So that was under clumps. So there's nothing here for animations. And then this is STR8001E. So here we have, once again, I'm using WSAD to move around. And then you can use Z and X to go up and down. So here we have, I believe the monster, after you data drain it, would be at the center of this right here where that little line is. So after you data drain it, it would be kind of like two hemispheres crashing down on it. And it's the animation that's around it. And once again, the black lines would typically be transparent, but you can definitely see there it says CLACK, and then below that says BREAK. One of the people on Discord had mentioned in Japanese the L's and R's sometimes get alternated, so maybe this meant to be crack break, CRACK, BREAK. I mean, that definitely holds water. Down here on this outer one, it does say CCS. It's got some other terminology on here. OPN underscore gig. Sorry, maneuvering the camera is a little difficult sometimes. But anyway, so that was the dummy ENEEFE0. Here we have virus arrow. This is XDRAP. Let's get a closer look. Not sure what that is. Flash, virus arrow. So I believe when you're doing data drain, you have these little line vectors going across the screen. This might be the tips of them. XDRAP L01. So here we have the actual data drain. So this little circle right here would be where Kite's bracelet would be. And these would be the lines that are coming out of the data drain bracelet. So looking like so. And these things are long. And once again, this little barcode looking thing says CLACK on it. On that side, and I'm sure if we look underneath this yellow bar, we might find the one that says break. So we can actually open that up and look at every individual part of it. So here we have where the bracelet would be. This is stabilizer. So these are the little wings on Kite's bracelet. There's a lens. That black part would most likely be transparent. Some funnels. Line data. So this would be around the bracelet still. And then it says virus lance. So like a spear or a lance in this case. These are the things coming out of the bracelet. So we just have hexagons. There's two ribbons, like a helix. Line data, line data, line data. Some more line data. Let's see where those lances went. I'm surprised we don't have more. Because we got all these right here. That's number 66. So there are some... Oh, there's the other numbers. Just gotta open them up. So one of these should have that barcode looking one. We're looking for objects. So there's 79, there's 112, 113, some more. So these are all part of the bracelet still. Right now I'm just looking for OBJs. We should find where they're keeping it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Might be tied to something else. It's definitely not in that tree that's coming up. So anywho. So there's a different version right there with the bracelet being a different color instead of green, it being pink. And I don't think we're gonna find, what was it, Lance? There. Yeah, they're not in there. So let's see here. So this would probably be at Kite's foot. Like before he leaps into the air. And that would probably be the bracelet having like a little shockwave. When it does like the camera movement all around the kite model. Some dummy particles, some flares. But anywho, so there's no animations in this one. So let's look at the next 10 files. Alright, so that was, we got 11, let's go to 21. So if there's any files that don't load, obviously down at the bottom we'll get an error message, or you might get a pop-up, depending on what the error was. And like I said, there's quite a few files on here that will not load up. So here we have STR8800E, and it looks like a book. So this might be when the kite character throws the book and gets data drain. It says Key of the Twilight. Key of the Twilight. There might be some pages turning. This says X Thunder, X Plasma. And all these are black because they're alpha channels. XDL log. Let's see. This one I'll have to zoom out for. Oh, it's got a black layer on it. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Okay. So this looks like logging into the world. It says the world, user ID, password. And it looks like it's the opening animation where Kite types his name, K-I-T-E. This looks like it's part of a cutscene. Let's get rid of that grid. Don't think this is the opening background with the stone with the German text talking about the Key of the Twilight, or Epitaph of Twilight, sorry. So there is an animation right here. So yeah, this is the opening video where Kite types his name and the little password. So all those little X's were the asterisk symbols for the password. See, over should be game over. So when your character dies in game, you get the game over message. It says there's an animation. Definitely doesn't look like anything though. X window. Should probably just be some textures. Title. So we got some kind of mumbo jumbo. This might be just another of the opening videos. Let's skip all these walls. Let's see what these are. Data load. I'm not sure if this is... Okay, so this might be the actual opening title. So when you load the game, after you see all the manufacturers, this is what you'll see for new game, data load, and whatnot. So this window right here would be probably your memory card window. So this dot might be where Dothack infection pops up very slowly. Convert. That's interesting, because this is supposed to be from Dothack infection, and there's already the prompt for data convert. So there's nothing to data convert from when you're playing Dothack infection. These definitely pop up later for mutation, outbreak, and quarantine when you're transporting your save files. But a lot of this Dothack infection disk, you're going to find a lot of assets that aren't used until later games. So looks like CC2, they obviously knew they were making a 4-volume game. And there's a lot of cutting room floor stuff left behind in the actual files. Whoops, went too far. I don't know if you've seen my posts in the past where I showed the model for Maha from the Dothack infection for the Japan region. It's on there. It's not on the American one. The American one definitely has the correct version of Maha on the Dothack infection disk, even though Maha doesn't appear until Dothack outbreak, if I remember right. But yeah, the early prototype version of Maha is definitely on the Japanese disk. Looks like here we have the option for the parody at the title screen. So if you beat the game, you get the parody mode, where I believe all the line texts are changed. So we have option. Whoop, keep hitting back too far. Okay, so new game is menu 00. Menu 10 is data load. Menu 20 is option. Menu 30 is parody. And menu 40 is convert. SHA0 is... This might be the blur before these things pop up. So there's only one of them, so yeah, that could be just the blur reused over and over again. So ICO icon. Oh, this looks like the letter for, I believe, on the Ultimate desktop. On the left-hand column, there's the icons for all the programs that Ultimate has, like web news, accessories, mailer, and all the other ones. So this might be that. Don't remember what that shape was. Maybe that's data load. Oh, it's a controller. Question mark. Okay, so maybe those aren't the Ultimate ones. Sure. Copyright Dothack trademark 2001 to 2002 Bandai. There's the title. What's this one? Either too big or it doesn't have anything I can load. Animation, so these will animate. Doesn't look like they're doing much. Oh, just getting bigger. So that's title 1. I'm wondering if title 2, 3, and 4 might be for mutation, outbreak, and quarantine. Let's see if we can find the title. It definitely looks like it says volume 2. So I'm going to have to assume that titles 1, 2, 3, and 4 are for each volume of Dothack. I don't remember where this gem is. Maybe it's on the title screen when you highlight something. I don't see the word mutation. Maybe it's a different asset. Maybe it might be a texture. Well, definitely we'll never know on here. Title 3. Well, let's see if volume 3 shows up. Go back to animations. Yeah, that definitely looks like volume 3. Whoops, hey daisy. And remember to click on the right window before you start using WSAD. So you click on this window. Yeah, that definitely looks like volume 3. So it looks like the title screen for all 4 games is right on Infection's disk. Interesting. Volume 4. Well, at least we know there's no volume 5. Otherwise, I would assume that would be on here too. Staff roll. Oh, looks like there's nothing here. So looks like it's just all textures. Staff roll 3. So that's interesting. I wonder if Dothack Quarantine has a staff roll 4. So I don't think that was on my extracted file. Yeah, it stops at 3. So X desk 01 and all these XDNs. I don't think there's anything useful that we can see on these. I believe these are all just the wallpapers. So desk, this might be just desktop. So here we have all the mailer pictures or email. Because I guarantee you never see no picture when you're playing the game itself. When you're on the field and dungeons, none of the icons down at the bottom. So it could be reusing both. Obviously this one will be skipped. So there's the blurred one from Aura when you get emails from Aura. So yeah, these should be all the mailer pictures. CyberConnect Corporation, LTD. Okay. So here we have accessory. Yeah, so this is the ultimate desktop windows. So you would see this on the right hand side if you selected accessory. Change desktop image. Those little animated icons. Accessory. Audio player. Audio player. It's interesting that these icons are black and not white. So this is the bottom of the ultimate desktop because it says start. This is the animated little wormhole thing you see on the right hand side of the desktop. Title, there's ultimate, which is right next to that icon. XD DRAI. I have no clue. And nothing shows up. Oh, well there is something. It's very tiny. For these XDD-MERs. But no the rise. So let's skip down to this. Let's see if nope. Just the alpha channel. New data. Save memory card 1, memory card 2. 12 slots on the memory card. Memory card 1 and 2. Data. Mailer. This must be the background for the photos. Bar. Which window is this? So this is the mailer. So it says Visual Mailer version 6.0. Visual Mailer. And it's got a giant 6 on it. Web News. So Web News is basically like their little, I don't know, web browser, but only pops up the news. You have to remember this was written in 1999. So what do we have back then? Netscape Navigator, Mozilla before Firefox, maybe Internet Explorer back then. Those were your main browsers, but then you had like America Online, which had their own little browser thing, which was more streamlined to get you specifically to, you know, like the websites on their program. So this was kind of like a mock-up of that back then. So this would be like current news. But what was interesting about the web news in Dothack, at the top of the thing there's an advertisement. And then it would always be an advertisement to a previous CyberConnect 2 video game. So right there you see Tail Concerto. Other versions had like Silent Bomber and a Tail Concerto Volume 2, which never happened. So right there, Tail Concerto Volume 2. If you don't remember, Tail Concerto is kind of like a furry video game with the main character is like a police dog named Waffle. And oh my god, the characters' names in that series. But yeah, imagine telling somebody the story of a game called Tail Concerto is about a police dog who rides in a giant mech suit, not like piloted inside, he's like piloting on top of it as if he was the head and had like controls. And then that giant robot would fly on a flying airship, just big enough for the robot to go from place to place. And your robot shoots bubbles at cats. So if you never played Tail Concerto, that's like describe a game badly. So there's Silent Bomber. There's another Silent Bomber. I only remember one Silent Bomber. I'm not sure if this is like trying to advertise a sequel, because down underneath the word Silent Bomber, it looks like it's trying to say like a subtitle of some sequel or something. Viewing on here is slow and painful, so we can pull that up in a different way. World. And that's it. So for animations, let's see what's animated. Doesn't look like anything. Or if it is, it's very small. Or it's not on screen. Let's put the grid back. And it's not anywhere on the screen. Oh, that one is. Oh, those animations do absolutely nothing. Alright. XDNs. Figured all these would be blank, or just can't really load it through here on this program. Alright, let's see what else we got. So that was 430. Let's skip all the XDDN files. So next up will be XDD wall. I believe these are all the wallpapers you unlock in the game. Let's open the first three and see. Yeah, so these are all the wallpapers in the game. which you can load those up in a different program. You don't have to use this model viewer. If you want to like take these images and convert it to PNGs, you can do that without this program. Or you could actually use this program. For example, if you were to go to scene, dump to object, you can actually just dump this image out. But don't know what the extension might be. It might be a bitmap. So you would probably have to convert it yourself from bitmap to PNG. Alright, let's get the wallpapers. Or not. Let's take a look at these wallpapers. So file 148 to 155. Let's see what we get. You'll notice that the tree over here doesn't actually say the file numbers. It just has the file names. Oh, so yeah. I guess 0, 1, and 2 would be the ultimate desktop. 3 different colors, orange, pink, and blue. Makes sense. Web and 0. So these might be related to the web news images. That's funny. That didn't have anything. That doesn't have anything. Not that one. Oh, that's a different file name. XDTTOPEN. What are these? We're looking at some kind of window. It's like some kind of scrolling window. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, so this might be the BBS. So when you're on the Ultimate Desktop, you go into the world, you have an option to go see a bulletin board. So this must be the bulletin board. So this XDTT open is the world login screen. So you got the giant sword, you got the background, you got the logo for New Generation Online, the world, a little burning image, the background for Mac and New, a glowing version of the world logo. I'm guessing that's when it loads. This looks like the bar on the bottom where the CyberConnect Company Ltd 2007 would be. Now remember, Dothack was released in 2002 in Japan, 2003 in the US, Europe, and this game is supposed to be taking place in the future, back in 2002, 2003. So the world, the fictional video game, will be in 2007. There's the CyberConnect logo. This might be for... I don't believe there's photos shown on the BBS, was there? I'm not sure where this logo would be. Login, board, quit. This will be the little text, little subtext. Access the world, forum with other players, return to desktop. Okay, so there's the other backgrounds. So we saw the Mac and New one. There's also Don Loriag, Carmenia, Fort Oof. New messages posted, new, the outline for new. And then we got all the different versions of the world. So we got version 2.75, 2.90, 3.02, and 3.65. So on the infection disk, you have the 4 different versions. And I believe infection, mutation, outbreak, quarantine, it changes versions in each game for the world. Interesting is that the font moves. Never noticed that. Alright, so let's see what's in animations. So there's it coming together. So there's the sword. It would normally be coming straight down. Alrighty, so let's see what else we got. X controls, do particles. Should be coming up on some files that don't load. Let's see here. X control, nothing I can load. DH hack. What is this one? Oh, this looks like it's the gate hacking. The little mini game you have to play with that you move the thing around and put your virus cores in. That might be that. Let's see what else we can get here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So this would be the grid that would tell you what virus cores you had on hand. It would be the letters with the quantity. So if you got the cores completed, you get the screen that says complete. Gate hacking when you load up the screen. So gate hacking. So what animations do we have there? So it's the gate hacking menu. These are the little rings that pop up when you fill the quantity that you need for whatever field you're trying to gate hack into. Alright, here we have drain. What is drain? Oh jeez, it's like way down there now. I'm zoomed up way far away. And I clicked the thing. And I clicked it again. Click this window. Zoom, 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 zoom. So we're back at the grid. Let's see what we got here. So this might be data drain again. It's like some particles. Although these objects are red, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, here's some more objects. I gotta stop forgetting to do that. Oh, there we go. This one side. I did it again. Alright, let's see what animations we got. Oh, here we go. We actually got some animations. Perhaps this has to do with the size of the monster? Yeah. This might have to do with the size of the monster. I don't think they scaled them. I think they just used different models. So this might be protect break. And this is data drain. So one of them might be protect break and the other might be protect break undoing itself. Because obviously if you don't use data drain when you're in protect break mode, the monster can re-protect itself and you have to do it all over again. Alright, so particle, these are all the magic particles that you see in the game. But like if you use any of the elements, fire, water, wood, darkness, thunder, earth, if you use any of the magics, these would be them. Or even summon. You can get the golden goblins if you defeat all the golden goblins. You can get that summon. Or even the summons of the god statues. Was it 6 of them or 8 of them? So these are the stones if you use earth. Ones you see come crashing down on monsters. The water, ice, crystals. This might be fire. Here's the wood ones. Little trees, thorns, branches. I believe these are the darkness ones. So it looks like they classify the element possibly by the number. So like the hundreds, 100 maybe earth, the 200s maybe water, the 300s, which only has 2 animations. I don't know what that's supposed to be. 400s would be wood, and then the 500s thunder, I would assume, and then 6 would be the darkness. What did I say what that 600s were? Darkness. So there's some more darkness ones. And I don't know what 700s would be. There's no 7th element. Maybe it has to do with data drain. Or summons or something. Let's see. XGBE egg. 2B, 2C. These look like the particles for the Destructibles in the dungeon. So when you destroy an egg, Kite would punch it and item comes out. Looks like that's the egg. Here's the pot for the potteries. SKE would probably be the skeletons. There's like a pink reddish skeleton. So that's them falling apart. And that's nothing. Let's take a look at animations. So there we can see the animations. The 069 and 070 and 071, I think these are the tolerance. So when you attack a monster that has magic tolerance, meaning if you use magic on it, it does null damage. So 069 looks like to be the magic one. I think 70 is the physical one. Don't know what 071 would be. There's physical, magic, tolerance. What was the other tolerance? So like status effect tolerance? I honestly don't remember. 300, what did we say 300s were? 300s were... I don't think we ever figured out. We're assuming maybe fire? I'm gonna go with fire. 400s, that was wood. 500s, that was thunder. 600s was darkness. So you get the little claw that comes out. And I believe there's like 6 or 5 of these that come around the monster when you use this darkness spell. But it only loads 1, so it just basically copies and pastes a few more around the monster. So that's particles. Alright, let's move on to what's next. So here we have files 162 to 171. You'll notice the files are called X, 104, 204, 304, 504, 604, 703, 704, 705, 706. I believe these are the god statues. So this, oh no, these are the summons of the god statues. So this is the earth one. I do not know his name. So it's got the main body and it's got arms. So that's 104. And you can get a kind of idea of it right there. It's got 2 arms. .204 is Marrow's. That's the water one. So there he is right there. Marrow's would have the ring of water crystals behind it, which were the B, D, and C files. So obviously the body would be sitting up at this point. I might be able to show you how to do that. So the program doesn't put it in the position that the game knows it to be in, because that's probably stored somewhere else outside of the CCS file. But let's say if I were to hit right click the animation, hit set pose, click on the body here, 204A, hit edit bones, I should be able to stand it up with this rotation here, X, Y, and Z. I don't remember what's what, so I'm just going to put them in here. Nope, not that one. Not that one. That's the one. So he's laying down right there. So what I guess, like you saw, I can make it stand up. And that's kind of how we're going to do some of the characters to unravel them, because they're usually like balled up. There would be a tree right here, and you could do each individual body parts, from arms, hands, wrists, shoulders, the clavicles, what they call it in the game. But anyway, so that's 204, 304, that would be the fire one. The fire summon. Now, there's black right there, so that would be transparent in the game. That's interesting. Wasn't he just standing up just a second ago? Huh. This one would be the wood one. Lancer? I think Lancer's wood, right? Five is Rhynek, I believe. Rhynek is the thunder one. Helba? Yeah, Helba's in the game files. I'll eventually get to it. The characters are all grouped together. So there's Rhynek with all of his animation. This is the darkness one for summons. I can't remember his name. But what's interesting is it has the Skate's wand right through its chest. Now this is the North American version of Dothack Infection, so in the Japanese version, this Q-shaped wand would also be the Celtic cross, just like Skeith would have in the Japanese version. So these are the special summons. This is a cat, I believe, from Tail Concerto. Some kind of little mech of a cat. So this is a summon you can get in the game. I don't remember what item you need to summon it. So here's Golden Goblins. So if you defeat the Golden Goblins on each volume, you'll get an item that allows you to summon the Golden Goblin, which is a pretty cool attack. it would have a ring show up, and it would appear out of the ring. It'll do like a 90-degree or 180 turn, and it'll just do some damage to an area of effect. So that's 704. Kind of like that, but it would be standing up, obviously. $705. Now this is the character from Silent Bomber. I forget his name. I believe he begins with the letter J. Jericho, Java, something. So this is a summon you can use in Dothack. I don't remember which volume you get the staff to use them. I remember there's some kind of trade you have to do with an NPC. But this would be the Silent Bomber character summon. There's the Silent Bomber logo. And animations. I don't know if it has an animation. I think it just pops up and shoots your enemies. 706. Oh, some of those particles might be related to the summons. Anyway, this is a cat pirate, I believe, from Tail Concerto. So this is another summon you can get in the game. I forget what the item was, like 9 lives or something. Something cat themed. Anyway, so those are the X files. The X files are all summon related. So files 162 to 171 are summons that your character can perform. Anywho, so 172 up to right about I want to say it's up to here. No, it's all CWs. Okay, so files 172 all the way up to file 521, I believe. These are all weapon models. So Kite, Black Rose, all your characters, Elk, drawing a blank, Balmon, Orca, which is like late game, so that really doesn't count. Natsumi, P-Rose, Marlowe, Moonstone, Rachel, Nuke, all the characters. When you give them a weapon, the weapon model will change in the game. If you give them armor, like head, body, hands, and foot, those models never change. Only the weapons. So all of these, 172 to 521, these are all the models of the weapons that each character can have based on class. So you'll see CW, I believe that stands for character weapon. So all these files that say CW are character weapons. And after that, it would be the class name. So character weapon 1, you got character weapon 2. But the class would be HST, HSW, HAX, HKT, HPW, HSW, and HKN. Yeah, I already said HSW. Anyway, so those are the 6 classes of characters. Like Blade Master, Heavy Blade, Long Arm, Wave Master, Twin Blade. Who did I forget? Heavy Axe? I don't know if I said Heavy Axe, but anywho, those are the 6 classes that all of your characters are. And your weapons are sorted by that. Now, if you look here, let's look at this HST ones only. So these files, 172 to 217, you'll see HST 00, 00_1, 00_2, _3, _4, _5, _6, and then there'll be 01 after that. So when it has an underscore, it's the same exact model, just a recoloring. And it'll typically be up to 6 colors. So we're talking all your elements. We're talking water, fire, darkness, thunder, earth, and wood. So HST00 will be the default item, and then 1 through 6 will be the different elements. And in the game, every item has its own name, regardless of the model it uses and regardless of what element it is. So like a rare weapon would have the same exact model as like a starting weapon. Only difference is it has a fire element on it, but it could be like the best weapon in the game for that particular class. It's weird, but I'll show you an example. Let's just do the HSTs for now. And I believe these are all Wave Masters. So if I click on that, go to close. So right there, yeah, HST for whatever reason stands for Wave Master. Your magic class. I'm not sure what HST has to do with magic or Wave Masters, but 00 is the default weapon, and when you start adding the underscores, it takes the same model, but it changes the color to reflect the element that that model is now become. So this is black colored, so what's that supposed to be? Fire or darkness? 2 is definitely water, it's blue. 3 is definitely fire, it's red. 4 is, maybe that's earth. 5 is thunder. And 6 is darkness. So all these is the same exact model as this base item, but with a different element. So that applies for every character's weapon in the game. So 1 through 6 are just elements. So what you want to do is the ones without underscores are going to be the different weapons. So here's a different Wave Master weapon. So that's 01. When you go to underscore, it's just the same thing with a different color. So I'm assuming blue is water. 3 is fire. 4 either has to be earth or wood, because 5 and 6 is thunder, darkness. So 02, this is Wise Man's Staff. So Wise Man starts off with this weapon. And if you got one that's got earth elements, water elements, fire elements, earth element, I'm sorry, wood element, thunder element, using the same exact model, all it changes is just the color and the element. 3 would be Elk Staff, the nautical staff. So we got the earth. I honestly don't know what's the difference between earth and wood. But the water, the fires are easy to spot. I'm assuming green is wood. So 1 should be earth. And it's weird because they group fire and water right next to each other, 2 and 3. And they group darkness and thunder 5 and 6. But wood and earth is 1 and 4. So this is the thunder version. And this would be the darkness version. Wand number 4, this is Mistral Staff. So Mistral, she starts off with this one. We're not going to look at the colors anymore. Let's just look at the different weapons. So 5 would be this one. It's got a skull on it with horns and the rib cage. 6 is one with a book and a quill, but I think the staff is made of bone. It's so hard to navigate this grid sometimes. Kind of wish I had like 3D controls to move this. So yeah, it's a book with a skeleton hand holding it up. So that's weapon number 6. 6-1 would be a different element of that. 7 is this wand. This one's got like a weird little monster on it. 7, 8 is this one. I believe this is the best weapon you can get from Mistral. So that's weapon number 8. 8-1 will be a different element. Oh, here's the Silent Bomber. This is the one you need to summon the Silent Bomber summon. It's got his logo on it. So what was the other one? I wonder if this has to do with one of the 2 Tel Concerto summons. Let's see, 9 is Helba's staff. So Helba has this one. Her staff is number 9. 10 is... So now we get into the Dothack sign character ones. So 10 would be Sukasa's staff. 11 is going to be BT's staff. And 12 is going to be just another generic, the default Wavemaster staff. But anywho, so HST is all Wavemasters. Oops. So HST is Wavemaster. HSW. Let's get all the non-element ones. Oops, did not need that. Or that. Let's start off with that up to 340 for now. So you'll notice I'm skipping all the different elements. That information's pretty not useful. It's just going to be the same model, a different color. So HST was Wavemaster. HSW is Blade Master, I believe. That's Orca Sword, right? Yeah. So HSW is Blade Master. So HAX, AX would be Heavy Axe. Oh, this is upside down. Interesting. So here we have Pyros. His class is Heavy Axe. Subaru and Terajima, I believe, are also Heavy Axe. Yeah, because that's Terajima's weapon. Ooh, that's pretty. Kind of looks like a key, actually. Oh, it's got an eye on it. I believe this might be Subaru's Heavy Axe. The default one again. It's interesting that they put the default one at the end sometimes. So ST's Wavemaster, SW's Blade Master, AX is Heavy Axe, and what do you think HT is? This looks like it's Long Arm or Heavy Blade. So we're talking... I think this is going to be Heavy Blade. So that's HT04. 5, 06, 07, 08. A bunch of katanas. I think the HT's, whatever Sandro's class is, I don't remember, to be honest. He was either a heavy blade or a long arm. I'm gonna say heavy blade. But all the HT's or HKT's are heavy blade, but with a katana style. PW's is, I'm assuming, pole weapons. So we're talking long arms. So like Gardenia. So these are all Gardenia's weapons. And I think she starts off with this one. So Gardenia starts off with that one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Ooh, that's even better. And then the rest should all be the default one for whatever reason. Some of these classes do that. So SW is heavy blade, but these are like the big giant blades, so we're talking like Black Rose. So that's Black Rose's starting weapon. Huh, that's pretty cool. Kind of looks like it has like a data drain marks at the base there. Let's zoom in and take a look. Oops. Sometimes it's easier to get lost on where your cursor is. So there's the handle, the hilt, some weird blade on the middle and a blade on the right. Kind of look like a neon sign of a building. So the last one. Okay, so that's SW5. And I believe that was 434. 434. Okay, so that's not bodies anymore. Or, that's not weapons anymore. So it stops at 521. So we're still on heavy blades. Black Rose's class. So this is Mimaru's sword from Dothack Sign. Black Roses again. So now KN. Suppose that means knuckles. But this is part of the twin blade tree. So we have this one. Now some of these, especially the knuckle ones. Yeah, the knuckles. No, actually all twin blades. All twin blades will have two models, left and right. You'll see at the very end it says CWDHKN01L and 01R for left and right hand. So for twin blades, there's going to be two model assets. But yeah, all the KNs are knuckles. So not really like blades in their hands, like he would hold in his palm of his hand. All the KNs will be on the outside, kind of like boxing gloves or brass knuckles. Now that's pretty cool. And this is like almost like Sora's weapon, but I think Sora does have one. Yeah. So CWDHKN Knuckle 08. This is Sora from Dothack Sign, who, if you don't know, becomes a character from Dothack GU. Anywho, so KN is Twin Blade Knuckle style, and SW is Twin Blade bladed handed style. So you got your left and right hands. So one's pointing up for the left and pointing down for the right. That's 00. 01 is like these two little blade daggers. 02, this is Kite's default weapon. So when you start playing Dothack Infection, Kite starts off with these. These are called amateur blades. There's two of them. But this is the model you would see in the game. He would have one in left hand, right hand. This is Kite's starting weapon. Zero 03, 04, 05. Now, in Dothack Infection, at the very end of the game, there is a secret boss. You check your emails, and Roy at Bandai will give you the keyword for the aerial fleet. So if you're playing, I believe, in Mackinac fields, if you look up, you might sometimes see a giant mummy flying with at least 5, maybe 7 flying airships around it. It kind of like phases in and out throughout the field when you're above ground. When you go into dungeon, obviously you don't see it. But anyway, it fades in and out, and Roy at Bandai gives you the keywords to go on the aerial fleet itself, one of the little escort ships around the giant flying mummy. And inside one of the aerial ships, which would normally be mechanical, has flesh. Apparently, the parasite dragon started to kind of like terraform inside out the aerial ships to be like a flesh style dungeon. And when you get to the final boss room, it's half flesh and half mechanical, and that's where you fight the parasite dragon. I believe you have to data drain in order to get this blade at the very end, post-game Dothack Infection. So that's the best twin blade weapon you can get, Kite. And Dothack Infection is this one. It begins with the letter H. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I don't even remember the full spelling. But that is the best weapon you can get in Infection. Let's see what we got here. Some weird glowing blade. 7. Just the default one. 8, default one, and HAX0Z. What is that? That looks like Subaru's Heavy Axe. And HKN0Z is Sora's weapon. Not sure why those two are there. Anywho, so that's all the weapons. So we've, in this portion of the video, that's every character weapon you can get in Infection. Some of these don't become available until the later games. But there you have it. Let's see here. What else we got? So we ended off on file 521. So now, all these files right here that you see, these are your characters. I don't mean just your character in your party. I'm talking all the characters, like all the NPCs that you run into in the root towns. These are their models. So 522 to 597, I believe. I don't believe 598 is part of it. And this also includes the NPCs from Nut Slumps. So 522 to 598. I'm pretty sure 598 might be a Nut Slum character. Once we get to 599, that says Dog Bod. Those are the Grunties. So let's look at 522 to 598 first. Then we'll get into Grunties. Now, these characters are gonna be balled up oops, see, here's one of the errors I was talking about. It says 592 has a problem. It skipped 4th parts, and then I get this message here. Let's see here. Unable to read beyond the end of stream. Blah, 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 blah. So for whatever reason this happens, you can, if you hit quit, StudioCCS will close and you'll have to reload the program. If you hit continue, it basically just skips it. So it should have stopped at 592. So everything after 592 did not get loaded. When you get a pop-up like that, everything after that file will not load, even though you've already selected it. All right, so let's begin. So CB, this is character body, UOSKI 2. It has nothing, that's got nothing. So all these, under animation. Go to animation, should be the bodies. Or not. Let's try CBU, character body, U1 body. Here we go. So, looking at that, what character do you think that is? So, if you can't tell, that's Balmong. So there he is. So right here, all these files, it will have a number. It'll say ANM, that's for animation. This says CBU, character body, user 1. And then it says ATC 01, DMG 01, down 0, MAG 01, NUT 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, run 0, ski 2, 3, 4, and wall. So ATC is attack. So these are the animations when he attacks. DMG is when he gets hurt. So a monster hits him. Down, I believe this is when he falls over. When he dies. You have to use Resurrect to wake him up. MAG will if he were to use magic. Where he kind of like throws his hands in the air with the sword and performs the magic. So NUT 0 through 4 is neutral. So it should be just standing, posing. Sometimes an arm or something would move a little bit. 2, 3, 4. Run is when you have like a speed scroll active and he's trying to run on the field. I don't know what ski is supposed to be. It might be related to an attack. Might be related to riding a grunty. WAL is walking. So it's just walking casually. So in this program, he's turned at a 90-degree angle. You could fix that. You want to basically have clump ready. You want to click on neutral, pick a neutral. Doesn't really matter which one. We'll go with 0. Right click neutral, hit set pose, right click underneath clumps, the first one, hit edit bones. So here there's a tree. And if you open up this tree, you got every part of the body. And you'll see all these little red marks over here. So if you open up all this tree, you can see all parts of his body that you can control. If it says OBJ in front of it, even the groups. When you get to dummies, however, those you really can't do much about. So you can just keep those closed. So upper arm, open that up. You got forearm, you got hand, finger. Dummies not useful. So that was left clavicle, left upper arm, left forearm, left hand. And here we have right clavicle, right upper arm, right forearm, right hand, and right finger. So Balmung, if you click on his whole body, let's turn this, whoops, turn that back. Is he standing up now? This camera's bad. I could probably just turn his body, to be honest. Probably a lot easier. 90? Ugh, his body is contorted. It's like a lot of work. His feet aren't even touching the ground. So if you click on these, it should highlight what red part it's going to modify. Oops. So it'll turn blue to highlight what part of the body you're going to be adjusting. This one, wings. Wow, his wings are really contorted. Let's move clavicle. Let's put that 0. Nope. What was that before? -45. Oh, guess -90 is good. So that was left. So that's Balmung's left. So not my left, his left. So let's move his right. There we go. It's kind of like T-posing a little bit. But anyway, yeah, you can control, let's see here, the legs are calves. There we go. Foot, toe, thigh. So let's change that. So that moves that leg. Let's do, I don't know. Nope. Nope. Guess 0's better than nothing. I have to move his... Maybe his calf needs to be moved. Not sure which direction. You have to play with plus and minus. Try to get what you want. But anyway, so yeah, you could just move his body around piece by piece. Obviously, the game's programming has this stored somewhere else, not in the CCS file. Depending on what action they need him to perform, at what scene, what part of the game. And then, so you don't have to do this every single time. You can go to edit, and you can save pose. So you can save yourself time. Next time you load him, it will be back at the default fetal position that he was in. So if you want him to be whatever pose you unraveled him as, definitely do save pose. And it's going to save it as a bin file. So you can just type in whatever you want. You can type in Balmung's pose. Hit save. You can close that. Like I said, next time you click on him, everything goes back to normal. If I were to go to neutral 1, set pose, edit bones, I can go edit, load pose, Balmung's pose, and it puts him right back to what he was. That's the only way you're going to be able to save these character models at whatever pose you want, by actually doing the math for a rotation and then hitting save. And then you can always get rid of the grid. And let's say you get rid of all these little things I have here. you get rid of all of them, and let's say you have a field and you have Balmung, you can put Balmung in a field. It's a little complicated, but it's doable. Anyway, so that's Balmung. CBU1 body is Balmung. So 1 is Balmung, 2 is Marlowe. So that's interesting that when they made Infection, Balmung was the first character, Marlowe was second. 3 is, looks like it's Mia. 4 is Orca. 5 is Rachel. So that's CBU. CTU is Kite. Natsume. CTU is Natsume. 3 is that supposed to be Marlowe? Or Moonstone? Yeah, it's Moonstone. CLA. Okay, so this actually has to do with class. So, okay, that makes more sense why Marlowe was 2. So Balmung, CB, character, Blade Master, Balmung, Marlowe, Mia, and Orca are all Blade Masters. And 5, Rachel's also Blade Master. T, Twin Blade. So there's Kite, Natsume, who else is Twin Blade? Moonstone, right. L being, okay, maybe U stands for user. Blade user, twin user, long arm would be Nuke and Gardenia. HA, heavy axe, so Pyros, yep, Pyros, character, heavy axe. Terajima. Now, I've told that Terajima is different from her Japanese counterpart from her North American, so I'll have to do a side-by-side of that one day. This is the North American version. Something to do with her outfit and halo. I don't remember the details, but someone had told me she is different in some way. Oop. So this is the North American version for Dothack Infection. She is not a playable character until later in the series. You cannot get her in Dothack Infection, but the model's certainly here. You know what? Why do I just keep doing that? Just turn the body around. Unfortunately, you can't use Enter when you type these in. You have to click the Update button. So this is the North American version for Terajima on Dothack Infection. I don't know what the Japanese difference is, to be honest. So HB Heavy Blade, that's Black Rose for sure. So neutral, set pose, edit bones, change that to 0, that to 90, just widen to 90. X. There we go. So here we have Black Rose. So she is HB1. HB2 is Nuke. Oh, I'm sorry. Sanjuro. Number 2. WM, Wave Master. Now it actually says WM. That would be Elk. Yep, so that's Elk. Helba. So here we have Helba. Someone was asking in the comments, they wanted to see Helba. Well, whether you're here or not, I'm going to do it anyways. So let's click on that. Where is she? So here is Helba. Helba is CWM2 body. CWM2 body is file number 552. So Helba is 552. So if I were to put this back up, open up this tree, let's fix that. And if I go to clavicle, I should be able to fix the arm. So left will be her left. So that will be the arm that goes over here. It says negative 52. Let's change that to 0. 45. 980. Okay, so that back. Let's change C. Oop, that's up and down, right? What is going on here? Oh boy. I hate playing with models. What was that before? Nope. Sure. Shoulder needs to rotate correctly. Nope. Nope. Definitely not. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Well, what are you going to do? If you ever figure it out, remind you, go to save pose and put Helba pose. If you manage to unravel the character correctly, make sure you do that so you don't have to do all this work every time. But there you go. That's Helba. Supposedly she has toes. Those are some weird looking toes. Yep. Toe, foot, calf, thigh. She's obviously wearing the dress, so obviously you wouldn't actually see toes. Anyway, moving on. Next character. Next up we have C Wavemaster 3 body. That is definitely Wise Man. 4 is... Who is that? Oh, I'm in the wrong body. Mistral. So character for Wavemaster is Mistral. So RTPC1, these are going to be NPCs from the root towns. So RTPC2 It's like a Wave Master. Don't know who that's supposed to be. 3. That looks like a heavy axe. CTHK. It's another heavy axe. CT Val. CT Wit. Wave Master. CTBU2. Blade Master? Blade user, so we'll be Blade Masters. Yeah. HB Heavy Blade. Kind of looks like Sandru type of class, yeah. LA's for long arm. LA2 long arm. LAU or LU. No, TU, twin user. That's a twin blade. TU3 twin blade, like that ninja style looking one. WM for a Wave Master. It's the red robe one. I think they call it Flame Cloak in Dothack Enemy, the card game. Another Wave Master, kind of like Wise Man style. WM4 looks like a Mistral type of style Wave Master. What was that one character from Another Birth? Or am I thinking AI Buster 2? There was a Wave Master on one of those. TW. I have no idea. Oh, this might be a that's some character, because look at the pants. The pants are cut, missing. Yeah, these are all NetSlum character NPCs. So their character models are like have missing parts. TS1. It's another NetSlum character. This is more of a forget his name. Tartaga. Well, anywho, that's some character. I believe it's Tartaga. Targa. There's the one with the TV on the head, but the TV's not attached to the monitor, so that would be handled in game. It's the oh god, I forget their names. There's 2 of them. They have a Japanese character for a face. It's like parenthesis, degree sign, character, parenthesis, or degree sign, parenthesis again. And then this is the... oh, this is the guy with the muffler. Kind of looks like a character from Star Wars. The I can't remember. Oh, the Sand People. Tusken Raiders. That's what I meant. Anywho, here's another NetSlum character, the one that's just a flat sheet of paper that flips. Here we have Aura Body 1 and Aura Body 2. Now the difference between these, this one has a black area. This is supposed to be transparent. I believe this is the one that has like a rainbow wave coming out from her dress onto the floor. And then Aura Body 2 is with hands. Yeah. So with hands and then without hands. So Aura Body 1 has no hands and Aura Body 2 has hands. C-Sig BU is a blade user, I'm guessing. Oh, characters from Dothack Sign. So Sig is Dothack Sign. Blade user would be Silver Knight, also known as Ginkan. BU2 blade user. What's another blade user from Dothack Sign? Bear? Yeah. HA heavy axe. That would be Subaru. HB heavy blade. Mimiru. LA long arm. Krim. Yes. TU twin user. A20. Am I forgetting someone? Oh, duh, Sora. So yeah, A20 and then TU3 should be Sora. Yeah, it's interesting that it says C-Sig underscore TU2. Where's 1? Same thing with Subaru. It says HA2. I'm wondering where they got their numbering from. I mean, blade user's missing 1 and 3, so it's strange. Does TU1 an older version of Sora they had and they scrapped it? Or another twin blade user from this anime? WM Wavemaster should be Tsukasa. And Wavemaster 3. What was the other Wavemaster? Oh, BT. Duh. And then BUZ. What is BUZ? I think this might be, I can only remember his DU name. Kuhn played Sieg, right? Sieg was the character from Dothack Infection, who was also the character in Dothack Liminality, the one in the coma. Tonamari? So this should be Sieg, I believe. CBUZ. Character, blade user, Z. What's a Z stand for? Anywho, so when I loaded this earlier, it stopped at 592, so we can't load 592. 592 is CNW1. That did not want to load. So 592, let's go 593 to 598. I have a feeling 593 is also going to fail. Yep, it failed. So I can't load 593 either. 594, CTR1, 2, 3, 4, and Inu. I think Inu might be a Grunty. CTR1. Okay, so this is Leos, the admin. So all the CTRs should be the different colors. So this is the green one. 2 is the orange one with a pirate patch eye. 3 is the yellow one. 4 is the purplish one. And then Inu might be immature Grunty. No, that's not immature Grunty, is it? That might be the stray Grunties. Yeah, that's a stray Grunty. So in Dunloriad, walking around across the bridges, just everywhere in general, randomly walking like an NPC, are the stray Grunties like Johnny, was it Sally? Or Sal? I think it was Sal. Sal, Johnny, who were the other ones? There was at least one more. They were voiced in English too. But anyway, INU is the stray Grunties. So these are not the ones that you can breed. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A and B. And let's get 611 while we're at it. Okay, so all of these are the ones you can breed, starting with the letter A. would be Grunty the kid. No, baby Grunty, right? And then B would be Grunty the kid. Yeah. So A and B are the ones you raise. So you're going to feed them Grunty foods until you get to your desired character. Now, if you don't get the right formula, you get 0, which is Noble Grunty. And if you succeed, 1 through 9 are the ones that are the other Grunties, such as, oh, nope. Why stray in here is number 1? You can't raise a stray Grunty. Okay, so 2 through 9 will be Iron Grunty. With 2, 3 is Poison Grunty. These are the 2 you can get in Infection. You can't get, or can you? Don't recall if you can get the other ones until Mutation. Right? So Bony Grunty and Snaky Grunty are Mutation. Right? 6 and 7 would be Water Grunty and Milky Grunty. So 1 and 2, Iron Grunty and Poison Grunty are Dunloriog, which is Infection. Grunty's... what's that? Bony Grunty, Snaky Grunty is Mutation. Mutation over at Carmania. And 6 and 7 is Aqua Grunty and Milky Grunty, which is Volume 3 in Outbreak over at Fort Oof. And 8 and 9 would be Wooden and Rocker Grunty. So this is Rocker Grunty, which you don't get until Quarantine. And Wooden Grunty, also Quarantine, over at the Leah Fall Net Slum server. And then CH Gate. Can you guess what CH Gate stands for? I bet you'll never guess. It's the Chaos Gate. So the animation does work, but you'll notice that it has the black border for transparent texture. So that is Circle 1. Circle 2 would be the one that pops up underneath it when you open up the keywords menu. Circle 3 is the one that stays open while you have the keyword menu open. Circle 4, yeah, you got me on that. I think this is when you log out to a field. So this is always in the background. I don't think there's anything here that's useful. Well, if you want to take away the water texture, just get the bare gate. Here we have Gate Wave 0. Not sure why they call it wave. Yeah, if you just want to get closer and look at it. And wave would just be the water. Once again, the black box would just be transparent. Circle doesn't really have much. I don't think you can get the texture in here. But these runes that are on the rings, you can load up through different programs just to get that texture off by itself. Alright, so that was Chaos Gate. Moving on. So, file 612 to 647. The ones that say G food are the Grunty foods. Let's see what the other ones are. I think it's going to be mostly Destructibles and other objects. So box would be the treasure chest. Obviously, if you go to animations, should be one that opens it up. Butt would be a barrel. Not sure why they call it a butt. Cond 0. It's a container. Crate. Egg would be one of the other Destructibles. So you got the big egg, and then you have the small eggs. There's 4 of them. 3 on the bottom, 1 on top. Pots would be some of the pots. Pottery. Pot 1 be a bigger one on the bottom. SKE would be the skeletons, the red ones. So the ones that are sitting, and the ones that are just a pile. Symbol. You know, I don't remember where this is at in the game. These might be in the dungeons that have the buffs you can get, I believe. I'm guessing, to be honest. Virus would be the virus cores that are just floating around. Click on it and you'll get a virus core letter added to your inventory. Magic circle, I think these are the monster portals. Yeah. So that wave, that wire you saw, that's just the particle effect. Obviously, everything that's black would be transparent. So foods, we got golden egg, grunt mints, twilight onion, snaky cactus, oh no melon, cordyceps, white cherries, root vegetable, sorry. For some reason I get those confused. La pumpkin. Mushroom. Mandragona. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Piney apple. Immature egg. Bear cat egg. Invisible egg. And bloody egg. So GSA bod 1, what is that? Oh. So I'm guessing we're at the GOT statues. So there should be... Oh. So we have the GOT statues. When you try to get the end chest, you open it, and then the animation would be it falls over. That's what you're seeing every time you get to the bottom dungeon chest. You open the chest and it falls over. So number 1 would be marrows. I'll say one. So SA would be marrows. SD would be Rhynek, the darkness one. You know, I never noticed. Maybe the field types will be to determine what the GOT statue would be at the end. I never put that together right now, to be honest. So if you go to Fire Dungeon, you might get Crake has the GOT statue for the dungeon. This is the Earth one. That's Crake, I believe, the Fire one. Rhynek, which is the Thunder one. Okay, so here's a special one. If you've played through Dothack Infection Mutation Outbreak Quarantine, you might have come across the BBS message about the timed dungeons where you try to beat Balmong's score, getting to the bottom of the dungeon as quickly as possible. This one is what they call it, a Zeet statue? ZEIT or something like that. So its animation is pretty weird. And it doesn't have a chest, it's like a giant clock. There we go. That's what you would see. So if you were to beat the dungeon time, you would find this at the bottom. Let's see, GSW pod. No, not Lancer. Crap. I got Rhynic and Lancer backwards. This is the wood one. Oh, okay, so here we go with the Spring of Mist. This is the Monsieur and then the Grandpa. So you throw an item in, they pop out, and they ask you, was that a golden axe or a silver axe? And give you the chance to upgrade your weapons or armor. I don't think they have... Oh, they do have animations. Doesn't do anything. But anywho. It's a Irish folklore about a golden axe, silver axe, and a pond. But for those of you who don't know, there's a lot of factors that play into the success rate of your item being upgraded. First one obviously being if you get the Monsieur or the Grandpa. Monsieur is for low level stuff, Grandpa is usually for better stuff. So if you want to upgrade lower quality items, you want to go find a Monsieur. If you want to upgrade better quality items, you want to find a Grandpa. Also, the root town that you're in will also go up with the levels. So lower level items, you will go to Macanu. You can get Grandpa or Monsieur. That would help the success. But if you have a higher quality item, you have to go to Dunloriag, you have to go to Carmine Gallica. The higher the server, the higher the chance, or even being able to upgrade your item is dependent upon that. So finding the right Spring of Mist depends on what item you have and what you're hoping it to upgrade to as, the root town level, but also the weather. Day, night, clear, thunder, rain. That also plays into the success rate. So if you don't know about all that, you might want to go online and find a chart, like on GameFAQs or something, to find out what the different attributes are that you'll need if you want to upgrade an item and be successful at it. So that was file 647. So 648 all the way up to technically 792 are all monsters and bosses. If you get rid of the ones that, you'll notice that all the files begin with 648 to 780 all begin with the letter E. This stands for enemy. All the ones with X in front of it are the boss monsters, including the phases. Phase 1, Skeeth, would be X11, Innis for 21, Magus 31, Fidcho 41, Maha 51, Gore 61, Tarvo 71, and Corbiniak 81. Those are all your phases. I might have got the numbers wrong, but your phases are definitely going to begin with the letter X and start with 11 up to 81, skipping every 10 for each phase. So these are all monster related, and I think it's going to crash on me on one of the monsters. I forget which number it is. Let's find out. So monster EA11, file number 666 will not load. So I have to skip that one. So let's take a look real quick. So that's a monster. That's a monster. That's a monster. Yeah, so every file against the letter E is going to be a monster. That was file 666 that failed on me. Darn it. 667 also doesn't want to load. There's a couple of them. I think that might be it though. So let's try 678. Or 668. Oh. 674 also doesn't work. 675. And I might have crashed the program. Okay. So these are all monsters. Whether they are in the game or not, and by that I mean some of these are not available in Infection. They won't pop up until Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine. So Infection kind of had some of the later assets on it. And also, all the ones that end with the letter X at the end of the file name are going to be the data-driven versions. So you're going to see the same shape of the monster with the pattern, but if you go to the one before, it will be without the pattern. So the one with the pattern goes on top of the monster itself. So that's Parasite Dragon number ELDZ. That looks like Parasite Dragon to me. That's the one we get at the post game of Infection, where Kite gets his best weapon. Dawn Wanderin, I believe. I think the ring is in there by itself. No? Okay. And there's the bigger body. Okay, there's the ring. Not Dawn Wandering, what the heck? That's Dawn Wandering. It's got Maha in the middle of it. That's interesting. Where's the body? There's Maha. So ELGA 76 object is Maha. Because Maha is inside the Dawn Wandering. Alright, let's get that. Let's go to X01. X01 is... Okay, so all the X0s are Kubia. So here is Kubia. And one of these would be the core. Oh, no. What's interesting about the core, there is a silhouette of Kite. Somewhere. There it is. Well, there's Kite's shadow inside the Kubia core. Whoopsie daisy. And I lost my position. heck am I? Anyway, let's kite in a fetal position. You can see his backpack right there, his belt right here, his hat, his boots. So kite is in the Kubia core for X02, and I think 03 and 04 as well. Yeah. So X01, there is no kite shadow, but 02, 03, and 04 will be in the Thrall 2 one. Yeah. So the kite model is definitely inside Kubia 2, 3, and 4. And you don't fight this version of Kubia till like quarantine. So I think it's bigger every time. Alright, so number 1 will be Skeith, however you want to pronounce it. Or the right way or the wrong way, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Once again, he is balled up, so if you go to animations, you can see him better. So you got the normal version, you got the data drained version. And if you look right here, his wand, it says sword 266 CMP EX11 SWD01. And if you ever notice in the opening cut, or the first major video where Orca fights Skeith, Skeith is not using a wand like a wand. Skeith is using it like a sword, swinging it around, attacking Orca with it. So many people always assume Skeith was always holding a wand. It's actually a sword, or at least a CyberConnect 2's mind it is. And then the American version, as you can see, it's censored. There is no data for the Japanese version with the Celtic Cross. That is not on the disc. You will have to pop in the data bin for the Japanese version to get the Celtic Cross version. Same thing with the Shadow Summon Rhynek. All of his are the letter Q instead of the Celtic Cross because of censorship in North America back then. Also, I think PAL version also uses the Q shape. So, 1 is Skeith, 2 is Innis, the Mirage of Deceit. And right here, this little outline is Skeith. Oh, that's interesting. There's a dragon. There's some monsters in there. That's interesting. Data drain version. Nothing else. Mind you, the only phase you fight in Dothack Infection is Skeith. You don't fight any of the other ones. So you only fight 1 of 8. Number 3 is Magus. The propagation. And this is data drain form as well. Number 4 is Vidchill, the Prophets. The data drain version. Number 5 is Gore. Now Gore is set up to have 2 versions, left and right, blue and yellow. You'll notice that the texture on the stone is different. This head is smooth, it's like a dogfish in the bottom. This head has a flower head with a fish's head, I guess, for a head. And this is the data drain version of it. For some reason, the glowing runes aren't attached to the body, which is strange. Number 6 is Maha. Now, if you saw my video or screenshots, I showed the prototype version of Maha that is on the Japanese Dothack Infection disc. This is the North America one. Even though you don't fight Maha in Dothack Infection, the model's still on it. A user from our Discord channel popped in the Dothack Infection model to run in Dothack Infection through some hacking, and they were able to fight the prototype Maha. Prototype Maha doesn't have a bra, doesn't have these purple hedgehog spikes. It has flowy hair instead. And the face is slightly different, and the arms, the wrist, basically all the purple elements are gone in the prototype version. And obviously if you want Maha to stand up, you'll have to edit the skeleton model. Data drain version. Maha is the Temptress. 7 is Tarvos, the Avenger. It's data drain version. 8 would be Corbinic. Now Corbinic does not have a data drain version because it doesn't get data drained technically. But it does have many different forms with the sprout and the gourd or seed, the individual leaves, the eye, and also the many eyes, right? There's 2 eyes. Then we have the eyeball. And we got the helix. So that's all the monsters in the game on Dothack Infection. And that was phases. So let's see here. We're almost done. We're on file 793 with X Effect Town all the way to, let's get to here. 793 to 813. Pretty sure these should all load. Alright, X effect is some different effects from fighting, perhaps? Some kind of impact. I don't know. Town Z. Town Z will be nothing. Watt will be water from Makanu, I believe. So that's the water texture. So all the canals will be running off Watt. Town 01. This should be Makanu. Holy crap. There is piece by piece the gondola, the ribbons, shadows, the floors. Crap. That's the bridge. That's where the portal would be at. Part of the bridge, I guess. Some of the houses. Here are the shops. So we got. So that's where the portal is. This is Elf's Haven. Potion would be items. Wand would be magic. Swords will be weapons. Towers. And animations. There's a few. It's mostly just the banners and flags. The gondola boat. Surprised that's not moving. So Town 1 would be Makanu. Town 1D be a data drain version of Makanu. Does Makanu get infected in Dothack Infection? Don't remember. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's interesting that's on here though. Yeah, it's Makanu infected. Definitely don't remember that in the game. Maybe later on. So it's basically the same exact assets, just with the blue hue to everything and all the textures showing the numbers underneath. Animations, the banners again, the boat. So D would be infected. So 2 will be Dunloriog. So we got the clouds, the sun, the distance, I guess. Those weird kite floating banner things that you see off in the distance. There's the portal. Here's the individual shops. So we got Magic, the Grunty farm. What's this one? Weapons. Oh, the file says it right there. I didn't even notice that. Mag, web, items, ITE, FAI, ferry, floors, save. You know, like back in news said save. I wonder if it's just part of a wall then. All the little piers or walking platforms, I should say. So, water, water, water. Wind. What's wind? Windmills? Okay. And things that are animated. So, we're inside of a windmill. No, we're in front of one of the kites that are flying. There's a windmill. So, the same thing, but infected. So, an infected Dunloriog. The 3 would be Carmenia Catalika. So, I got the flying airship, the night sky, what do they call the thing? A skybox? Parts of the airship. It's that save. So that's a save NPC. Oops. I just lost my spot. There we go. I guess these are the floors. Magic shop, item shop, weapon shop, fairy object. That looks like a pen that's across from the Grunty farm. Some of the buildings. There's where the portal would be. And water. What is animated? The airship, obviously. And it looks like the reflection in the water is another model, so it's not reflecting itself. It just has 2 models, one on top, one on bottom, over the water. Town 3D. This is the first time, I believe, that you see the towns infected. So all the textures are with the blue hue, with all the infection going on. 4 would be Fort Oof. So you got like a sky or sun in the sky, clouds, the cannons, platforms, shops, the floating fort base, whatever you want to call it. Is there anything animated on Fort Oof? Bushes, I guess. Swaying. Infected version, and then we get to the Net Slums version of Leo Fall. So it's got all the shops, the Grunty farm, and there's no data drain or infected version of this. Animations, nothing. XP flag, these are the Grunty races, so those are the flags. XP text, go. And 3, 2, 1, go. Out of time. Time over. Cup. So the cups for the Grunty races. Oops. I don't remember to switch that button. First. And I lost it. Oh, there you go. First, second, third, and it's got a picture of a Grunty on the cup. Checker flags. What's this? Just pull. First, second, third. Animations. The cup. Spinning up in the air. Cup 1, cup 2, cup 3, checker flag. First, second, third. T1. Okay, so these are the flying anomalies you see in the sky. Starting with the aerial fleets. This has the giant mummy being escorted by these ships. And eventually you fight the parasite dragon on one of these ships. I think it's this last one over here. So there are 6 ships with the lead ship in the front. But you can break it down to individual pieces so you can get rid of the wire grid. Got the giant mummy, the rings around the mummy, the magic circles behind the mummy. When we put it all together, that's what you get. Animations, I think it's just spinning animations. So that's anomaly number 1. Anomaly number 2, I believe this is the castle in the sky. The inverted castle. So every individual piece you can load up. So if you want to take the fog away from it, there it is. Animations, there's the fog moving when it pops out of the sky. T4 is, I believe, the eyeballs are floating. Yeah, floating eyeballs. And then T5 will be... This is a pretty cool one. Let's get the grip back on. So we got Thrall, and then we got Sled. Put them together and you get Santa Grunty. Which is interesting because he has a bag with swords that are bleeding. And there's a Grunty that he pulls the sled. I don't know what Zare 1 is. SE3. This looks like another one of the anomalies. I think this might be the giant slug whale thing. Yeah. So there's the giant whale slug. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to wrap this up soon. This video has been going on for 2.5 hours. And we are at file 814 all the way up to SE or 997. So all these files you see right here on the screen, these are fields, dungeons, and boss rooms. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but field will obviously be a field, and dungeons, I believe, are BGs. So let's say BGs will be the dungeons. And then, of course, you got the ones that are infected, the ones that are normal. So some of these, I forget how you can tell. I think it's the ones with the underscore with the number at the end. I think those are going to be the corrupted, infected versions. And then you got the boss rooms at the end with the SEs, I believe. And then the last thing we have is the cams, which are just different camera positions. So we're just going to look at 3 of these. So that's field effects, field A. So this is a fire field. Try to center this. So all the clumps are all the different all the different objects that you see in the field. Including if the dungeon entrance is not animated, then the dungeon entrance will be under clumps. So it looks like the dungeon entrance is animated. It's probably the lava that's falling down. So for this fire field, the entrance will be under animation. And most of these animations are probably just steam moving up, which we can't see. BG1. Let's see if we can find bursting Passover Aquafields field. Field A, A1, B, B, C, D. There's no E. G, H, I, K, M, P. So it goes. So B, the giant sword, giant weapons. Just maybe another fire field. I didn't see a dungeon entrance, so it might be under animations. So this one has like lava moving. Okay, was it in clumps? Oh, I guess that is the dungeon entrance. So this one doesn't animate, and that's why it's under clumps. C is the sand one, so that's the dungeon entrance. So this is all related to a sand dungeon. This is where you would find like a snaky cactus. Grunty food item. What was that? So that's that. Animations, not really much. Probably some sand flying around. D, another sand one. This is the novice shell. So that is the entrance. These are different objects, mushrooms, beach-like stuff, crab claws. Is that supposed to be a raft? Seashells. And animations. Moving palm trees. Just mostly trees are moving. And G is a snowfield. This is the dungeon entrance. Bunch of snowmen. Mostly snowmen, crap. And animations. Yeah, nothing interesting. H would be another snowfield. I think that would be the entrance. Oh, this is the one with all the frozen animals and whatnot, like fish jumping in the air, frozen, fish falling in water, frozen, Noah's Ark or Viking boat, I don't know. A whale that's frozen, another whale that's frozen. There should be a mammoth, wasn't there? Some fish are frozen underwater. I could have sworn there was a mammoth in this one. Maybe that's the mammoth or elephant I'm thinking. Okay, so that would be the mammoth I was thinking about. The ones that are knocked over. One on top of the dungeon entrance. And the one on top of a block. So that's HI. Like the Pompeii statues. I'm guessing this might be the dungeon entrance. Yep, there it is. I'm guessing the flags are animated on that one. K. Oh, this is a fun one. K is like a weird looking forest type of dungeon. Creepy forest. Oops. But K definitely has the most interesting dungeon entrance ever. Some maggots, skulls hanging. So the most interesting part of this one is this. Now, in this viewer, the hand is flipped in the wrong position. The one on the left that you see should be flipped towards the right. So both hands should be facing the mouth opening. Alright, I think we finally found... Nope. The mushroom one. That's the dungeon entrance. I'm assuming you can get a lot of mushroom grunty foods here. Is that supposed to be a grunty in there? Oh, that's sad. Alright, so finally P would be... Finally. Bursting past over Aquafield. That's the dungeon entrance. What's cool about this field is the windmills actually move. Obviously not in the clumps section, we'll find out in the animations section. So there we go. We got windmills. I love that. That's so cool. These little hanging things which sometimes have the magic buffs. You know, I never noticed that floating thing above. Anywho, so those are the fields. The dungeons are pretty much the same. The SE ones are special fields. So we're talking like Hidden Forbidden Holy Grounds. I forget which one it is. It might be one of the SDs or SEs, but they're definitely in this group. All your boss dungeons are going to be here. So like when you fight Skeeth, that weird looking net slum type of field is one of these. Parasite Dragons on here, and a few others. Any special field is going to be SD or SE. For Holy Grand's Cathedral is the only one I could think of. It's on my head for some reason. And the Nut Slum Fields. And the Parasite Dragon. Now the Parasite Dragon reuses the assets from one of the flesh dungeons. Sorry, couldn't remember. So SDs look like it's stone dungeons. Okay, yeah, SEs are stone dungeons. SEs are the ones we're looking for. There's a flesh dungeon. ST1A would be an infected version. Anything with an A will be infected, I believe. Oh, no, I guess not. Okay. SDAA. Which one of these is Holy Grand? Okay, here we go. SE1_1. This should be net slums. One, two. Here we go. There's Hidden Forbidden Holy Grounds. The aura statues over there at the end. Now, the floor is reflective, but it's actually models flipped upside down. The water, the sky, the doors, the hanging objects, and then the parts that are animated are the hanging objects. So SE1_2 is Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. SE1_3 is the bedroom with the bears all over the place. So this is a creator's room. Oops. One of the creator rooms. Herald's rooms, white rooms, admin rooms, whatever you want to call them. So SE1_3 is the bears. 4 is the chair with the giant craters. 5 is, I think this might be Skaith's dungeon. Boss room. 6 is Kubia's, I believe. 171 is the Parasite Dragon. This has all the airships. Or the airship that you're on. And the giant floating mummy. That one's a little bit closer. 172 is the boss room. So half of it is flesh and the other half is mechanical. So that side of it over there is flesh and this side over here is mechanical. 2-1 is a blank creator's room. There's nothing in here. 2-2 is the one with the bird cages. 2-3 is, I think this might be Innis's boss dungeon for the phase. 2-4, I think this might be Magus. 2-6. I think this might be the Inverted City. Yeah, this is the Inverted City dungeon. Which is not in Dothack Infection. That is Mutation, I believe. 3-1 is another admin room, creator's room. It's the one with the butterflies. 3-2, another phase fight. 3-3, this is the creator's room with the dog chain and the shed. 3-4, another boss fight for the phases. I don't know which one. 3-5-1, I believe this is the giant slug worm whale thing in the sky dungeon. 3-5-2 would be the boss room for that. 4-2 is the hill with the woman in the umbrella with the painting sky. So this is another creator's room. 4-3 is another phase fight. 4-5 is the last phase fight. And I believe that's all the ones I got. So this is just infection, so obviously the other games will have... Oh, that's right. We stopped at 4.7. 4.8 didn't want to load? Yeah, 4.8 doesn't want to load. So I don't know what's in 4.8. But 4.9... Nope, doesn't want to load either. But anyway, yeah, definitely try out this program. It's free, it's on GitHub. If you want a link to it, it is right here on the screen. So these are the two programs you're going to need. And if, like I said, if you want to learn how to start the process, it's very quick and easy, assuming you have the Dothack video games. Check out the video that says StudioCCS Model and Texture Viewer. It goes over how to use these two programs and get started. This video or live stream that we're doing today was just strictly going over all the files from Dothack Infection. It's not really meant to how to manipulate the program or how to extract files, things like that. So definitely give that video a check on our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about that. But yeah, the files here on the screen on GitHub are free. Be sure to download them to give them a try, and be sure to thank 0 Kilo, also known as Warranty Voider, and NC Dyson for these files that they've provided to the community. They have been great tools for all the Dothack video games, and like I said, what you saw here on the screen, anyone can do it, assuming, again, you have the game disc. I don't condone piracy, but, you know, if you got the game, however you got it, I don't care, I don't want to know. But if you want to look through the files, that's how you do it, and that's what's available on the Infection disc for North America. But yeah, definitely give it a try for the Japanese disc, and you'll find some differences here and there. Most notably, Maha for sure. Maha's not in Dothack Infection in either Japan or the US, but the models are definitely different on both versions. And also, Terajima, I believe, has some changes. Scathe and Rhynek, the summon for darkness, don't have the Celtic Cross. They both have the Q shape. So check out the differences. Maybe you can find something maybe I might have missed. But they're definitely on there. It's definitely available. Just worth your time to poke around and see what's on there. If you have any questions on these programs, be sure to ask on the GitHub, or you can ask me or ask us over on the Dothack Discord. We're there to help you out as well. Many people there are familiar with all this stuff, so maybe they have more experience. And I know if you're into like VR chat, you can even export some of these items to use for yourself, for your personal use, not for commercial use. So like if you want a Dothack avatar, or if you want to make your own fields using these assets, you know, that option is definitely possible, again, for personal use. But other than that, tell me what you think, what we've done today so far, what you saw, what's new to you. I certainly learned one new thing. I have the assumption that the field type that you start on determines the field got statue in the dungeon. I didn't consider that, but yeah, why not? I think that's a good possibility. Makes more sense that way. So if you fight a lot of water dungeons, you should find Meros as your got statue at the very end. And that's something to think about. Anywho, as always, if you like this video, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel. Everything we do on Dothack Network, as you can tell by the name, has to do with Dothack. We don't do anything else. We stay on topic. So if you're into Dothack, doing stuff that like this, getting down to the nitty gritty, or just getting little fun facts about Dothack trivia, we definitely have videos on that as well, especially when it comes to the merchandise that's started over the last 20 years. And join our Dothack Discord if you want to chat with other fans of Dothack. The link will also be down in the descriptions below. And I thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all who love Dothack as much as I do. And I hope you all find this information very useful. And once again, thanks for watching.